you know, good shit. Good shit. I like that. Yeah, like, I feel like I probably would like it more if it was, you know, like the same style as the the GameCube Resident Evil remake of of Resident Evil 1. But as it is, it's not like it's pretty good. Like it does fit that style pretty well. They're putting the effort in. So, swings and roundabouts. How many Kingdom Hearts games do I still have to play after this one? Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and 0.2 Prologue are the only ones I have to play. Because they are actually, like, they're actually games. 0.2 Prologue is only like a few hours long, because it is just like it's basically just like a proof of concept demo or like teaser for Kingdom Hearts 3 story. And, so your standard length Kingdom Hearts games. 2 is like the longest by like leagues, it's like twice as long as the others. And then there's also 2 movies. There's Recoded's movie, which is like 3 hours long. And then there's Back Cover, which is of the mobile game, which I think that's only like an hour long from what I've heard, so that shouldn't be too bad. So basically 3 plus 2 streams of sitting around riffing on cutscenes. There was a mobile game, yeah, and apparently like it has like a lot of backstory details that they like compiled and made. They made a bunch of cutscenes and compiled all the stuff they wrote for the mobile game and made it into a movie like they did for 358/2 Days. Alright then, yeah. It's Square Enix, man. They make mobile games out of everything. They're like the one of like all the regular big game Japanese publishers. They're like the only one whose mobile games actually like make money. Cause like Capcom's don't, Konami's don't, fucking everyone else's don't. Nintendo's do. Although Nintendo basically just hands the license off to someone else and just says don't fuck it up. Mario Run didn't do that great. It didn't, but I mean, like, I guess when I say mobile games, I really mean Fire Emblem Heroes. Yeah, I basically just mean Fire Emblem Heroes when I think about it. Because gacha game. For Dragalia Lost is making money, from what I understand. Because Cygames just know how to run this shit. Mostly. I guess if they're making the money, then I guess they do know how to run this shit. They just don't run it in a way that's satisfying to me. So I only got into Grand Blue, and I haven't even really touched it much properly. Whenever they were already in the mode where just handed free shit all the time. I should probably actually play Grand Blue at some point instead of just logging in to steal all the free shit. But, it takes time, and my time goes to everything else, like Kingdom Hearts. Dragalia being not worldwide is still kind of odd. It is, like, even putting aside, like, you could probably presume there's not going to ever be a European release because, legal developments regarding, microtransactions in general. Like, gacha games aren't far off. Gacha games aren't far off loot boxes. Like, they're close enough that they're not going to attempt that fate, I don't think. Give me this shit. But even outside of that, like, it's only released in like 4 or 5 regions, isn't it? Like 4 countries or some shit? Or like, not 4, but like 6 or 7 or something like that? Like America, Japan, and then some Asian countries, but not others. Which is very weird. Considering Grand Blue is like out basically everywhere and has like, I don't know, like the biggest mobile game user base or some shit. At least among gacha games or something like that. Something ridiculous. They have like 25 million active players or some shit's mad. truth be told, you're not missing much with Dragalia anyway, so... Yeah, no, hey. Get him before they bury me in bullets. Quite a lot of... Oh, Jesus. Can't even see your bullets, you madman. Oh dear. Not this guy again. He just has to be the one. If you can see what is happening, please help. Oh, good. We actually got him this time. Thank goodness for barrel. Yeah, it's basically just jam on the circle button and just hope you time it right between, you know, your invincibility frame. Highwind level 8. Falcon level 7. Falcon level 8. Ultima, which I believe is a gun. Oh, we missed one. We got our neon bar. We got a saw. Dare I dream of just being able to whack things with a saw? I don't know, because like when I played as a kid, I basically just stuck as many guns on the front of the thing, or just only used templates like I'm doing now. Oh, it's time for this one. It's been a long time coming, has Pride Lands. Hey, guess what scene this is? That's animation. We're just coming straight out with it. We're just gonna start straight at the scene that makes everyone weep. Just, you know, not with quite the same music. Wait. Didn't you already meet Adult Simba? We did, in that he was a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories. But, you know, I guess we couldn't have this world to fight, you know, this scene. You going back in time somehow? It's mostly just a flashback, really. Yep. Because we just had to have the scene that traumatized everyone in. I feel like it's a guy named after the wound he has on his head, which he wasn't born with, probably. How does that work? I don't know. Maybe before he was named, like he rolled over and hit his head on a rock or something. But yeah, I feel like they want, if they hadn't made Adult Simba a summon in Kingdom Hearts 1,
hey,
God.
check us out.
Look at him.
This place is kind of creepy, though.
Look at him.
Heartless?
Oh, I don't know, Sora. Oh, I get the feeling they might live here.
Glad to see Goofy's little shell boy.
That's right.
Yeah, it's kind of
Don't
funny he
get
goes
sick.
from turtle to tortoise.
You to stick around for lunch.
Just anytime he has to change in an animal
We didn't
form.
bring anything to eat.
That's not gonna be a problem.
Gosh, Sora. I think we're the lunch.
The fact that they don't animate his eyes or anything actually kind of works, I feel.
Whoa! Going somewhere?
Man, that Scar's got the worst timing.
Just let him roll.
Eh, we better go see what he wants. Sounds like he's grumpy enough already.
Fine.
I don't know what that was about, but I'm glad it's
The
over.
fact that he raises a paw to talk to him.
Everything's harder on 4 legs.
I found a trick to it. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, look at the speed of us though. You're fast as shit as a tiny lion. And yet you just use it in your mouth because fuck it, we're just playing Okami right now, really. Just, you know, without as I guess tight controls in place for just faster, more fluid ones. I don't know. We can do that we normally couldn't. I bet she would. I need to actually start that game, but Octopath, man.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well then,
What do we do?
what else?
Stay back!
These ones are quite fucking big, aren't they?
Yeah.
Reaction command appears for like a split second. Me, you whip around fast, aren't you? Heartless also being beast-like is nice. It is, yeah.
Definitely heartless.
Thank you. You really saved me.
We're just glad you're okay.
Did you see any other heartless around here?
Heartless. Is that what they're called? I'm not sure if there are any others. I don't usually hunt outside the Pride Lands.
Hey, do you know if a guy named Riku is there?
She's not gonna know.
Or some bad guys in
Sorry.
black hoods? Or maybe this really big bully named Pete?
Probably doesn't know what a hoot is either.
Oh well, we might
In
as
other
well
words,
go
we
take
were
a
meant
look
to do
anyway.
before
Wait,
initiating the
Pride
Hollow
Lands are
Bastion
dangerous.
fight.
Scar and the hyenas have made things unbearable for everyone. There's no food left. They've driven off the prey. We're about to starve.
We can handle a little danger. You just saw us beat those heartless, didn't you?
I guess you're right. You could be just what the kingdom needs. Maybe you can help us.
You mean take on this Scar guy and all those hyenas?
We can totally do that.
He took over when our last king, Mufasa, died.
So you're saying this guy's your king? You want us to take down your king?
What's regicide to you at this
Wait
point?
just a minute. We can't just go around knocking kings off their thrones.
Why not?
Then again, if they see that I'm stronger than their king, maybe they'll ask me to be their next king.
Sora.
Sora, you are not a
I'd have to
lion.
refuse, of course. Still, I'd like to see the Pride Lands.
So
you
why is
guys don't
Donald
mind
not an
letting him
actual
apart,
duck?
Do you?
Probably because not African enough, so they had to make him something that would look like it comes from the savannah, I guess.
She's gonna go on ahead and tell the other lionesses. We're supposed to meet her at a place called Pride Rock.
It's all rocks around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Goofy's movement animation here is just wonderful. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pride Lands combat is actually like just fast as all holy shit. You have different combos and attack differently, so it feels a bit weird. You can't do a lot of your attacks like Magnet Burst and shit. But you know, still better than Atlantica in the first game, I will say, by quite a few leagues. And we don't know where anything is, really. He's straight up Koopaing. Yeah, really. It's a bit hard to tell what goes on whenever you're just flying all around the place. Remember at the savannah area here is actually hoping to like a rare Heartless that's actually a bit of a tip. So it's like, there we go. And of all the places, Grand Cross is here. Grand Cross is usually a like end game boss attack from Final Fantasy. I don't think like Grand Cross has ever been like an attack you yourself can use in Final Fantasy. Thinking about it. How is he talking with a thing in his mouth? Lots of practice. Lots and lots of practice.
That's him.
What?
Stared deeply into me. Judge me, monkey man. Find me worthy.
What is it?
I told Rafiki you might be able to help us force Scar and the hyenas out of the Pride Lands. But he says it won't work. You see, whoever saves the Pride Lands will be our next king. And he has to have the right qualities.
I mean, I would still take being saved over
I think
not
she
having a
means
king.
you're not cut out for the job, Sora.
Damn, that's right. I should turn this back down.
I'm sorry you came all this way.
Kingdom Hearts is
No,
lighter.
It's okay.
You better go before Scar finds out you're here.
There it is.
I'm really sorry.
Back down. It only just occurred to me that when Goofy began talking, it was just like distinctly louder than everyone else. Anyway, yes, what am I doing?
Okay.
I guess you'd have to leap off. Maybe you can use air dodge in this form? Maybe? I hear Luigi plucking at shit downstairs because no one is paying attention to him. Actually, you could probably just take a big run and jump at that, couldn't you? Yeah. I get some last study in before tomorrow's test. Good luck. Keep it all in. Well, I'll be here. You know, just like study the sounds of lions fighting each other with giant sticks. Do love how much momentum you have, though. Was this always? Was it meant to be in a big tree somewhere else, wasn't it? Fiki's hut. Cheating a bit there, lads. Time to have this fight.
Hey, a snack.
Snack? Nah. We got us a 3-course meal.
Look at that. Here comes Scar, the king.
Look at that.
And Pete.
This, of course, is directly taken for styled after his leap down the rocks in Be Prepared. And then there's Pete.
My back.
What are you doing here?
Oh, the cute little kitty's worried about me. If I were you, I'd be more worried about my friends.
We're surrounded! Go on, ladies. You've got some hunting to do.
The herds have moved on, Scar. We can't hunt in a land with no prey.
No prey. Then what do you call this?
Not quite
We're not
Jeremy
prey.
Irons.
Oh, nice and fresh, too.
Well, they're all yours, Scar.
Oh,
Run!
The hyenas are just a bit shit at this, honestly. We didn't even have to attack them, we just kind of wiggled around them. But we know Simba. I do like that touch where because we know him from Kingdom Hearts 1, we can say, he is alive, what are you on about? He doesn't like to go back to the places where he kills his family. This one? No, it came in that one. It's this one. I do like how wide open the plane is and how fights are spawning. It feels like a big wide open field from like Final Fantasy 12 in many ways. Just one you just run across on a lot faster time. A lot shorter time, I should say. Be correct about this. I'm only eloquent when I'm writing things. When I have to actually like use my mouth, that's when the problems begin.
Hey, why the long face, Simba? You gotta lighten up and live a little.
Yeah.
That's all he's been doing for
What
like
are you
years now.
thinking about?
Let me guess. The past, right?
Hakuna Matata!
Would you look how he's grown, Pumbaa? Why, when I rescued the little guy, he was only this big.
Kind of amazing he got that big off of a diet of bugs. Big ass bugs, to be fair, but still bugs. There's to be fair, some bugs are nutritious, apparently. So, I mean, you know, I guess they kind of have to be when you get to a certain size. You can jump that.
whoa. Wow.
I mean, Goofy's a bit fucked.
What's wrong?
We're never gonna make it.
I guess Rafiki was right.
What?
Never mind, it's not important. Here, I'll show you how. You can do it.
I guess Donald was able to carry Goofy over then. Maybe they should have had Donald sail over it before anyone else moved, just because aha, I can go. Yeah, now that we have dash, we can just hit square to go from already very fast to just fucking we're drifting a lion around the wastelands. Just look at the speed of this. Kingdom Hearts, African Drift. I guess it's Africa Drift, really. Savannah Drift. Savannah Drift. I think he's got it. Did we get that one? We did get that one over there. Let's crack that open and then go sprinting. And just use this to divine the fates. I kind of appreciate their commitment to like replicating scenes at times, but sometimes you can just it's just like a sort of stark contrast between the movie, how the movies did it, and the direction in the movies and all that, and the directions they have in the game. Yep, I hear cat meowing.
When Simba's father, King Mufasa, died,
If he keeps
we
going
were
instead of
told that
coming up
Simba
here, I'll just
died
have to pause a
alongside
moment,
him.
go down and grab him.
Who told you that?
Started.
Scar.
Moves fast, that monkey.
It is time.
It must be Simba. Sora, hurry!
Wait up!
I just got that. I just remember that video of the person, doing the squash banana in the tree, and then the video just cuts right as the branch snaps and they fall. That video this fucks me. Oh Jesus Christ! Nasty. I think it is wearing a big dog collar too. Jesus Christ. Collars look pretty good, doesn't it? Probably go without saying, but we can't actually use dry forms while playing as a lion. I've not seen that video. I wonder. Let's see. Here it is. This is not the original because the original was on Vine, but there you go. But like 6 seconds long, it makes me fucking giggle. Vine was a gift to this world, really. Crap. Really, you just need to get one of them in the ground tossed and then here. Hello, did you finally realize I was up here? Yeah, let's not like go away, touch and try to scratch you. Silly kitty cat. Shouldn't it? That's a good video. It is. You're in here, so close this over so you start yelling at Mom so she doesn't come up and yell at me or at you. Get it out of my fucking head now. I've done it. Let's move that over here. The things I was gonna do like tomorrow and all that, but then friends were like, hey, let's have a board game day. So I'll still be here streaming because it's gonna be during the day. But you know, scratch the kitty cat. Oh, hello. Hello. This is the pose you take when you want to be let go, but you don't want to fidget in case I do something. Yes. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's go. I'm curious, does it show you the ones I can use as a lion? No, this is all the ones that are equipped. Well, I guess actually, there we go. Finishing blast, tallying smash, this is just everything we do as a lion. They give us some combo boosts and air combo pluses. I need a cat cam. I do. Although, I need a light bulb in so we can actually see anything because there's a black cat in the room's in darkness because the light's fused. But, that's easily fixed. Doesn't need to go buy a light bulb. That's right. Mostly be when he's sleeping because when he's not, he just creeps around the room poking things. Just angle it here at where he normally creeps about or sits. And just have it in the corner. It's like, here's kitty cat. There's a monkey riding a headless beast. Some of the ideas for the Heartless are actually pretty sick when you think about it. A jungle full of like giant headless beasts that are controlled by monkeys. At least they share a health bar. It's not like you just kill the mountain and then the monkey jumps off and you have to kill it too. There you go. And he's up to the window to have a peek. You see something out there, do you? Right. I was gonna say, thinking about it, they have a lot of health for this. But actually no, because it's scaled up now that we're higher level. He's nudging the blinds. Oh, you can totally take these, Simba, come on.
Simba! It's me, Sora. Donald and Goofy are here too.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
We didn't summon him in Kingdom Hearts 1 either, but he was there.
What happened to you?
I actually did summon quite a bit in Shaded Memories, to be fair.
Help, Simba! Help! She's gonna eat us!
Timon! Pumbaa! Something must have happened in the jungle. I have to go help my friends.
Okay, we'll back you up.
But before that,
Okay.
we'll be right there, backing you up in just a moment. Don't particularly need to see it, but you know, while we're here. Nah, we need to run, jump from up there. See, Timon just looks like he's still smiling. Like he's ecstatic about what's going to happen to him.
Simba, wait! It's Nala! Don't you recognize her?
Nala? It's me, Simba.
Simba!
Be careful getting down from there, cat.
You are alive!
Hey, what's going on here?
You go downstairs and sing.
Don't worry. They're all friends of mine.
So that means nobody's planning to eat anybody else for lunch, right?
Are you sure they don't want to eat me? Like I'm some kind of pig?
We won't, but you are a pig, right?
Call me Mr. Pig!
Get that joke out of the way.
Could you guys excuse us for a few minutes?
Why am I not surprised?
Simba,
Really drills home how many Disney movies end in romantic couplings whenever you see them all laid out in like close proximity to each other like this. Like condensed down to basically just that and some trappings of their movie's plot.
Hakuna Matata. It's something I learned out here. Sometimes bad things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Simba?
Hakuna?
Matata!
It's kind of lacking something about the rhythm in the music.
He's not the Simba I remember. Something about Hakuna Matata.
Cheer up. Good job, guys. Good job.
My father's dead, and it's because of me. It's my fault. I can't go back. It won't
Are you about to
change
attack the
anything.
paper?
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Father, are you there?
Simba, you have forgotten who you are.
Who the fuck else is
You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember.
Lion King is probably
You can all
your
come
favorite
out
Disney
now.
movie. I mean, pretty good choice. It is up there for me.
I'm going back to face
is
my
my-
past.
What would I say is
I
my
could use
favorite
your
one?
help.
He really is a king.
I don't know. I have to, because it's been so long since I watched any of them. I have to watch them all again. Like Lion King's up there. There's Circle of Life. It's grit strength, increasing MP restoration speed by 25% once your meter is empty, which is pretty good. Although in some senses you kind of want that to be down because then you can get more time refilling your drive gauge. Like Lion King's up there, Mulan's up there. Lilo and Stitch is like really up there. Actually doesn't matter because we can't use drive forms. Never did watch Princess and the Frog actually. Keep meaning to, but I haven't actually watched it. Tangled's also pretty good. I don't know how that I would say that stacks up to like the classic of Disney's animation team, but it is pretty good in its own right. I need to actually sit down and watch all the old Disney ones again. I think really the only one I was never fussed on was like The Little Mermaid, and that's probably, to be honest, it's probably more just like it just didn't interest me rather than it being bad, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't call anything bad. I would just say that, yeah, it didn't hold me like the other ones did. I'm gonna take one more shot. Fuck it. Alright, fine. I just wanna drift. Just wanna drift. Airball. So I got a reaction command, hit the button, but and then it's this.
I'm here. Back off.
What other ones are there? There's Hercules, which I haven't watched in ages. I barely remember that one. There's Hunchback of Notre Dame, which I really like the music in that, but again, I haven't watched that in ages. Tarzan I only vaguely remember. Not even sure if I watched all of Tarzan, thinking about it. Thinking about it, I should probably look. Circle of Life. How do you stack up? Now you're one below. It's right, because we got this on the first visit. That would have been really good to have earlier, before we got Guardian Soul. Guardian Soul was from like the second wave. Second wave keyboard, so. Ah well. I remember liking The Little Mermaid, but the last time I watched it was probably 15 years ago, so I barely remember it. Yeah. Piece of the same, except I don't remember being fucked by it. I wonder if they ever released. I mean, they're bound to, right? They're bound to dump all these onto like Blu-ray or whatever. But I'm always paranoid about that. So I remember something about like one of Disney's home releases, like they changed, like they tried to clean up the animation or whatever of one of them, one of their old movies, and made it just like scraped away a lot of detail and color and shit, or something like that. I forget which movie. One of their older
Wait a minute,
ones.
we're gonna fight your uncle for this?
Yes, Timon. This is my home.
I'm always paranoid about things like that when it comes, like, restorations of old movies or just, like, something that's just... Even if I, like, wouldn't strictly be able to tell myself, if someone has, like, gone, like, the restoration's a bit shit, it will just eat at me the entire time.
You're alive.
This kingdom doesn't belong to you.
Simba's the rightful king.
The choice is yours, Scar. Either step down or fight.
Must this all end in violence? I'd hate
You're
to
not
be
going
responsible
towards
for
the
death of a
paper.
family member, Simba.
No, you're not
I
going
put the
toward the
past
people.
behind me.
You're not.
But what about your
No.
faithful subjects? Have they?
Simba, what's he talking about?
Go on. Tell them who's responsible for Mufasa's
Yeah, I
death.
know that feeling. Yeah, it's just if you know, you're just kind of like, you can't stop seeing it or
It's
thinking
its
about it.
murderer. If it weren't for you, Mufasa would still be alive. Do you deny it?
No, but it was an accident.
You're in trouble again. But this time, Daddy isn't here to save you. And now everyone knows why. Now, this looks familiar. I think I've seen this before. Oh, yes. I remember. This is just the way your father looked before he died. I killed your father. And here are my little secrets. I killed Mufasa.
Murderer!
Hell of a
Tell
roasting.
them the truth!
All right, all right. I did it.
Louder!
I killed Mufasa.
What is my sock you're trying to kill? He got pinned down one paw and he's like
Simba, you
biting
get
it and
Scar.
lifting it
We'll
up.
handle these
Like he's trying
guys.
to rip it apart.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Simba has been switched out as he goes to fight the dual fits. Boulder into them. They eventually just break your combo and like flip across the room. Alright. This is clear out. MP, despite my frantic button mashing. There are also enemies you need a finisher to kill.
Where's Simba?
He went up there.
Did you know Timon and Pumbaa had their own episodic cartoon? I actually did, because I remember watching a few episodes of that. I also don't remember liking it very much, but I do remember watching a few episodes of it. God damn you, Sora. They also had like their own... Like after Lion King 2, there's like a Lion King 3 or something, like 3.5 or 2.5 or something like that. That was meant to be like their, like how everything looked from their end, so their backstory and then their perspective throughout the events of the movie they were present for. Which is a nuts concept. I have part of that on
This is his
VHS.
fight, Donald.
He's done with being pinned over and over again.
You're okay.
Oh,
That was just a sneak preview.
Because we have to have our own final fight, because look at this disaster.
Anger and jealousy turned the king of Pride Rock into
That was
a
easy.
heartless.
No, it's our
Oh,
turn.
your kingdom's gonna rise again.
Scar the Heartless.
As the Pride lands of darkness.
That's what you think.
Kill it with fire. Yeah, it's pretty metal because we actually get to see one of these things, one of these beings actually shifted into a Heartless. Granted, he looks exactly the fucking same, he just has loads of health and arcane magic now. Of course, you realize that if Scar has a Heartless, that means somewhere there must be a Scar nobody. Simba can cast Cure, and he's a lot more reliable and better about it than Donald is. Oh, you're invincible right now. Pardon me. No, they are hitting him, just very weakly. Nah, he's using the arcane magic of fire. Camera. Thank you, Donald. But even though we were a tiny lion, we can counter it when he jumps on us. What did I tell you about attacking the paper? Get destroyed by our lion gymnastics. You could hear his voice clip there, starting several times over. Part of the problem with dodging is when you're trying to get back to the ground, because then it's just like, well, he's not using the untold powers of the dead and darkness. Drift Sora, drift for a hole that is good and holy. Lock the triangle and X buttons in succession, and there you go. Plop. And now he's just a corpse. Scene's missing something about the rain, isn't it? He's done it. This one's kind of funny. He has to stand facing sideways to point it in the right direction. Managed to hold it with his tail. That's some prehensile ability right there.
Hey, what's with the light show?
We have to say goodbye for a little while.
I'll go tell Simba.
Oh, he's probably busy. Just tell him we'll be back soon.
Oh, that's right. He's king now. He's gonna be so busy, he'll probably forget about his two best buddies.
Well, you always got Hakuna Matata, right?
Yes, so.
What do you mean, guess so? And what if he forgets to tell the carnivores who we are? One look at you, and you're a pig roast!
That's Mr. Pig Roast.
Same thing. And I'm not sticking around to be anybody's pork dinner.
Boomba!
Rip.
You can never forget your true buddies.
And that's the lesson we all learned together. We can now cast Fire? New tournament. Episode 2 of Pride Lands. Let's go. It's still completely fucked.
Oh, it's you guys. Man, we were hoping you were a meal.
Hiya.
Don't give me any of that higher stuff. Thanks to you clowns, we're back to scavenging scraps for a living.
Come on, it's not that bad. I enjoyed that weak dead elephant we had yesterday.
Pretty good move.
How's Simba?
We gotta laugh every time we hear that dude's name.
Ooh, say it again.
Simba.
Gotta get every little scene in.
One more time.
Simba.
Goofy's eyes here.
Simba.
That's enough.
What are you doing?
Go on then. See for yourself. Simba is one wishy-washy king.
Yeah, I bet about now even some of those high and mighty lionesses were wishing they'd gotten themselves a different king.
Gorge, what do you think could have happened?
Well, let's go find Simba and see.
What's bullshit is I'm pretty sure Organization 13 don't have to turn into lions when they turn up.
Scar? Huh?
What did I
We
tell
better
you
tell Simba
about
about
the
this.
paper?
Wonder if he's up there.
What did I tell you about attacking the paper? What did I tell you? Yeah, I'm all sleepy. I'll open the door and you can wander again, but please do more than just go down to the living room and meow at mum to let you in. You're not allowed in there anymore. We got new chairs in, we don't want them to call in the bits. Now he's just sitting down and petting. The one time you sit down on the bed when I pet you is now, when I have the door open. All the other times you just keep creeping about. He's probably a rascal now or something like that. Wouldn't be surprised. Nah. I'm not so sure. Lion to lion.
You came back.
Are you okay?
You don't look so good.
Hey, Simba, why don't we team up and do something about that Scar Ghost? Seems like everybody's worried about it, so now's your big chance to show them what you're really made of.
That doesn't concern you. Sorry.
It's okay.
I just wish I knew what my father
You would
would
probably
do.
kill that ghost.
But he's not here, Simba. It's all up to you now. And that means the important thing is what you're gonna do being the king, not what your
Goofy and
father
Donald are
would've
good
done.
people out here, considering they serve a
So
king.
you're saying it's all up to me?
See?
And mostly
There you go.
absentee king,
Exactly.
but a king nonetheless.
We know your dad was a great king and all, but now it's your turn. Remember what I taught you. You gotta put the past behind you. It's time to go out there and show everybody things are gonna be just fine.
Yeah, you can do it.
You gotta live for today.
And find your own path.
Live for today. And find my own path. Not my father's.
That's it.
He would have
I'm
probably
glad
called
to
the
hear you say
Ghostbusters.
that, Simba.
Most likely. He was a wise king after all.
Promise me you'll help Simba any way you can.
As long as Sora handles the dangerous part.
I'm counting on you, Simba. And so is our baby.
Great, now we're gonna have to babysit.
Whose laugh was that?
Let's go see Rafiki
You
first.
really mad
I'm
at
sure
him.
he'll be able to tell us something about that ghost.
The monkey wizard would know. Running tackle. The end doesn't matter much because we have we can't use drive form. So approach. Just like a heartless. I guess we didn't kill it properly last time. But it still is, so you gotta do something about it. What about his heart? Just rock it off. Yeah, the Scar Ghost just appears in the savannah for a bit. He's mostly invincible, but you can just beat on him for giggles. Scared. Okay, hyenas over here, then they're over this way. Alright, because there's the big tusks. Or ribs. They look like the tusks. That's all that matters, really.
Whoa.
Some giant ass elephants around here.
Ah, come on. Can't you guys just leave us alone?
Do you three know anything about Scar's ghost?
Huh? Scar's ghost?
Maybe.
You do know.
They put up a good act until the giggly one started laughing. Ed. It's the same deal. Please come back. The same deal as like the fight against I forget their names. The kids from Nightmare Before Christmas. Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Just gotta sprint into them. I actually switched dog at a point there, but it's fine. It's actually comical how fast we can go. The other one is fine, because hey, just have to deal with him eventually, might as well beat him now. Especially he's just gonna pin himself in corners like this. Cannot escape the keyboard. One dead. Where did he go? Yeah, we're still locked on. Two dead. And there's just Ed to beat up. Wherever he's gone. Good as Simba just to tackle his entire path. Accessory, so I should go find more AP rings, since they also give some stat boost as well.
What are we gonna do?
Tell me about Scar's ghost.
Sorry, we don't know nothing.
Oh, wait. It's coming back to me. That's the one that only hangs out around fraidy cats.
I don't know why these three know that.
Enough!
There it is. Must be a fraidy cat around here somewhere.
Simba, do something!
How does it feel to be king? Hmm? Why, you must be a truly inspiring leader by now. After all,
Well, he's not doing any worse than you, to be fair.
son of the great Mufasa.
Where are you going?
Ah, Simba, running away as always.
Simba!
Gorge, Rafiki was right.
You mean Simba's still unsure?
Seems like. Do you think there's some way we can help?
We should start by talking to Simba some more. Let's head back to the Pride Lands.
Assuming he went that way anyway. Pumbaa's just with us now because. Not what others think of him. And back. There's a lot of party switching in this world. I don't know what it is this way. It's the other. Excuse me, Scar. It's fine. We don't have to do battle today. Really is just fucking Need for Speed now, because we're just being chased by the authority. The dead authority. I mean, you can just stand and fight him. He takes a few hits, like a combo or whatever, and then he just vanishes. But, you know. Might as well just speed along. We'll start fighting again on the way back once we can start dealing with them.
It seems even your daddy has abandoned you. How sad.
So it's just a combo and then he's away again. Everything here is more or less the same as it was. Just more HP. A bit more damage. Hello. You back? Realize you're still not getting in the living room? Can't trust you around the new chair because you absolutely will pluck them sooner or later. That's what you do, being a little kitty cat. There it is. There's one, there's like I knew there was one somewhere. I was like, where is it? Holy shit. Residual commands, I guess. Oh, you were eating. I can smell that on your breath.
Simba!
You about to attack the paper again.
It's no use. I'll never be the king my father was.
But Simba, that's not what you're supposed to be. You can't be Mufasa. You can only be you. Everybody believes in you as a king. They just want to see what you'll do. And if anyone's saying they liked your father better, it's because you haven't done much yet. That's all.
It's that you haven't done anything yet besides kill the old king.
Stop moping and do something.
I can't.
Fine.
Let's go, Sora.
Yeah. Why stick around if he's not even gonna try? Come on, Goofy. The hesitant king will one day lose all his friends.
King Simba the Doctor.
Worried by a silly old ghost.
Ooh, Simba, the do-nothing king.
No!
Try and stop me.
He's actually falling for that. Get out of there. You're not allowed behind the computer either.
You did it! The ghost is gone!
We knew you could do it.
Hooray for Simba!
You know, I'm really lucky to have friends who'll stand by me and help me see clearly. My father wasn't so fortunate.
There you go again.
I mean, everyone here and in the Pride Land wants me to succeed. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Pumbaa, Timon, Rafiki, Nala.
Nala, we don't have two other friends for
You want
Nala.
what's best for me. But my father always had Scar lurking behind his back, trying to cut him down. I've got to make the most of my blessings and rebuild this kingdom.
Are you gonna say it or do it?
Wait and see.
And then he doesn't do anything.
Simba, come quick! There's a bazillion ghosts of Scar haunting the Pride Lands.
Well, that's taking a sudden
Everybody
escalation.
but Nala hightailed it out of there, and now she needs your help.
That's not a wire you can have. Stop.
Our little Simba, all grown up and finding his place in the world.
Nice try. You're coming too.
I mean, he does need help when it comes to a bazillion scars. I feel like at some point they actually wanted to have like a mad, heartless style lion help. I'm dying.
Where's Simba?
Oh, I said it like L-I, and then I just defaulted to a different word. But yeah, they probably wanted to have like Scar be changed into an actual like mad, heartless design, and Disney probably said no, you can't do that. 'Cause they're no fun.
Get out.
Way to go, Simba!
Arr, big bite. All the many ghosts of Scar coalesce.
Are you with me?
Now and forever, Your Majesty.
That was easy. I know, right? This is as easy as standing up to the incarnation of your dead uncle. Despite this being a big mad heartless, it's not a lion, and that's kind of my problem with it. There's also a cinematic battle. Dislocate his neck and start. Yeah, there we go. Look at that meteor fly down.
I'm here. Take this.
Go back down again. I know the core is in the head of the giant heartless. I am aware. We're kind of stuck waiting until you give us options. Let's see if Wildcat and say. Probably until we get up to the thing again. Ooh. I mean, like, eat your heart out, Calamity Ganon. Kingdom Hearts 2 was doing this shit fucking, what, like 12 years ago? Before Breath of the Wild? 12 or 13. Where are you? Leap. Locked blades, holding its full attention.
It's over.
Just can't stand near ourselves here. Why'd you go all the way up there? That didn't work out so well. It's doing its teleporting shit. There we go, we got Thundaga now. Fucking face split open. God damn.
Simba seems fine now.
Ha! The king has returned. The Pride Lands will not forget King Simba's courage, or the courage of those who fought beside him.
Against the otherworldly demons.
Do you think your quest will ever be over?
I don't know. But I think, as long as the Keyblade stays with me, I'll have to keep fighting.
The struggle never ends. That is the great circle
Simba
of
vibrated
life.
a bit there.
Never, ever?
The secret to victory is a strong heart.
Lesson learned.
Go then. Go on, get out. Yes, yes. It is time. Your fight continues.
Till we meet again, Your Majesty.
I hope that's soon.
It will be. So long.
And then we never came back. And that's Pride Lands finished up. This is a nice wee touch. Nah, Hollow Bastion is in the episode of that. Is either because we found pages, so that's either for. That should be Space Paranoids episode 2 now, though. Yeah, okay, it's Space Paranoids.
Wait a sec. I thought everything was supposed to be under control here.
The security system is a bit funky.
Must be Organization 13 again. We better go see Leon.
So yeah, the security system now hits us and will try and fight us. Whenever we get into fights. But thanks, my guy. Ever helpful. He recreated sea salt ice cream. Every time. Hang on, cat problems. I'm back. Jesus Christ. Yep. I still only have high jump level 1. Oh look, these ones have escaped. Give myself a thought.
Let's go. It's over. It's over.
Music's so good though. Peek. The size of that door compared to her. I apologize for this, but the kitty cat is playing, and there's a plastic bag underneath him. He's a rocket scientist, not a computer scientist.
He went on over to Ansom's study to find out what all the ruckus was about.
God knows what he saw that made him panic like that.
Turns out the MCP is using the data in that computer to crank out Heartless.
Can they really be said to be real heartless when they're just data? This is something that will actually come up again later. Not even in this game, in another game entirely.
The MCP's been messing around with the town's control system, too.
Obey the MCP.
That MCP sure doesn't know when to quit, does it?
Jesus. Sid very much hates computers. It's all witchcraft to him. He's probably dying. We're pretty casual about this. It just deletes System 32. It's a batch file that just kills process. Just run it as administrator, you're fine. Might as well go out there and see if you can find anything else to commit violence against. So yeah, the wee Tron Heartless are now in with the regular ones for this area. Which is pretty neat.
This is it.
I was hoping that would be. Drive converter is a really good one to have. Can we get it yet? No. See, basically it drops your money spawn rate in return for amping up your drive orb drop rate, which is really good because that means you can abuse Master Form a lot more. You can use your forms a lot more in general, and then you can also just use Master's Form a lot in specific. I see you aren't cats anymore. Nope. We are now men once more. There is something in the mainframe, and we must deal with it. The data is becoming real. The security system hates us now, so it's constantly trying to get underneath us and set us on fire. Which, as it turns out, is a pretty effective security system. I promise you I tapped triangle. I guess I wasn't like on the ground or something in time for that.
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. It's over. Back off.
You're standing on top of the old computer, that's what you're doing. Bang. Did I actually equip drive converter? I didn't. Oh, this occurred to me there because I don't know how we switched the items. Must have hit square by accident. Oh, I just hit that. There we go. So we have 2 left over. What else can I grab? Again, I don't use guard very much because I never bothered to learn the timing. Damage drive is the one-off. And we'll get that next as well. So we're gonna just have drive, because like this drive form is pumping constantly. He's going back to the paper. He's about to get attacked. He's getting attacked. Yes, that's you telling you to move. There we go. Don't hold my hand underneath his belly, and then he thinks he's about to get lifted, so he just runs. When he seeks his freedom, he doesn't want to be held. Now he's just attacking a bag instead, which is preferable, at least. Well, it is noise, and I'm sorry for that. It keeps the cat occupied when he doesn't want to be scratched or played with, which he doesn't right now, because every time I reach for him, he just walks out of reach and hides. Silly goose. You want to run around the kitchen, but the thing is, the kitchen's cold. Can't scream in the kitchen, can you get? Yet. It's one of those things I just don't understand about my cat, where he just doesn't want to play anywhere that isn't the front hall or the kitchen. Everywhere else is just like hide. He scratched when he wants to scratch, but then he's hide if someone tries to interact with him. Moon recipe. I have some knights kicking me over from the battle still. This guy gets most of the abuse just because fuck him. Just told you about that. So I let him out, he goes downstairs, he starts fucking with the kitchen door, he starts singing the living room door, and then I get shouted at to come pick him up because fucking cat just wants to be a nuisance. I don't know why. What's wrong with you? What's the matter? What? What's the matter? Do you not want to play? Kitty cat. Just wants to destroy things because he's a cat. The greatest joke in all of Dragon Ball is that the god of destruction is a cat. because it's the most true fucking thing around. See, you three are just fucking about.
Liars!
What?
Leon doesn't have any treasure!
And we fought for you guys.
Donald!
Well, I had to tell him something.
I don't see how we're gonna work this out.
So what should we do?
Why do you think they would trick us like that? We worked so hard to help them out.
Just slip away while they're talking. Just escape. Just give them money to make them shut up.
This'll be great. Go, Tom. We're just going to take your treasure.
But we don't have anything.
You sure?
Let's take a look. Ooh. Hey, Uni. I took a look. And sure enough. Okay, we've decided. The Gullwings are taking all your items.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, Foofy. This stinks.
It's not like they can
So
enforce
not
it.
Cool.
Look, sorry we tricked you, but
Forget about it. Leon told us the whole story. He said your journey's been pretty rough.
But they were going to try and fleece you
So
anyway.
it wouldn't really be right if we took your things.
But you were going to do it anyway.
Here.
Because you are little demons.
Bye. Good luck on your journey.
One day I will convince David to do Final Fantasy X-2 on the top of Final Fantasy X. Gullwing is actually a decent one just because, you know, mad EXP boosts, but I forget its stats. It might actually, no, it wouldn't be better than Guardian Soul. Not at this point anyway. No, that's the catch of it. Because it's an experience booster, they have to nerf it a bit. It is good for magic though. Like we haven't got anything that has like 4 or 5 magic yet. Pretty much we won't until like fucking Oblivion. Oblivion and like one other, if I remember right. Oh. Well, you know, one other besides the ultimate weapon. Which we will probably not see because I would need a guide to hunt out all the Orichalcum and more time to do that and you know, the rest. Bless you. I guess I've offended my cat because he's not washing himself while I was petting him. Oh, look at me, you little shit. Not my fault you're such a fucker. Alright, we just used Cure, so we're out of MP. What? Ah, well. Hey, at least I get to see it in action. If I stop getting comboed by the flames. Probably not, because they're both just alternating the flames. Yeah, they're just both cheating the flame attack together. This is anti-form, what it does. It just does lots of small hits, but like all of its attacks are mad AoE combos. And you just look like you're breakdancing all the fucking time. And it actually is. They buffed it, like the damage it does and shit. Like considerably. From default Kingdom Hearts 2. Sadly, anti-form does not appear in scenes, because that would be too good if you just turned up glowing with darkness and yellow eyes, talking normally like everything's fine. All by yourself? The heart. Peruse everything. Watch your backs. Sleeping Lion is actually a really good keyblade. As it mentions, on top of balancing its offensive stats and those such being pretty good, it extends your ground combos by 1.
We'll be there soon, Tron.
Did you know I had a test on the 15th of December and I still don't know the results? Jesus Christ. Back to the pit sale. I mean, to be fair, I was about to say to be fair, but I guess this is the last to be fair. I'm more like, yeah, I kind of know that feeling. Because, universally, like, we'd have tests at, like, the start of January to, like, the middle of January. And then you wouldn't get your results until, like, mid-February. Usually. If it was in the summer, it would be, like, you do your exams in May, and you wouldn't, like, from start of May to end of May, it could be anywhere in May. And you wouldn't get results until the end of June, consistently.
Gorge, hope Tron's okay.
It's just fucking universities,
Let's
man.
head for the game grid. Great! The terminal works!
Let's go!
Okay, give me a second. Jesus, let me access my menu. Yes. Let's go have a gander. Sleeping Lion, yep. Might as well switch over. We are going to pick Guardian Soul into Valor form slot, though. While I'm here. Okay. Oh, balls. Anything to put in here? Yeah. My overall rating of my university is pretty poor. Like, the teachers are nice and all, and if you go to you go to them, they help you, but yeah, like a lot of the organization and structure and shit just isn't that good, is it? Goddamn does not give you shit on the online platform. They did a bit on ours. Like, we had an online platform, and it was alright. It was mostly used for, like,
Would be.
you could tell it was old,
magic.
but
Old
you know,
loon, you
it
say?
mostly did the
I'm
job.
trying to work here.
I'll show you who's old.
Done.
Good job. Just destroy the
There you
computer.
go, Leon. One homemade program. A Looney Wizard special.
This had better work. I'm off. Be on your guard.
Super if you just give us examples, even handwritten would be fine. Our ones, I guess that's an advantage my university had then, because our lecturers and teachers and shit actually like uploaded shit.
Run!
Careful! Watch out!
Hold on!
Get jack shit. If you don't go to the practical classes, you get fuck all examples. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, 'cause at least in our one, even if you didn't go, like, you could still find, you know, like, the lecture, like, slides and, you know, what you have to do next to your next exercise on the platform and all that. Are you hearing that? That was Donald. Sometimes I can't do every type of exercise in the classes. That's curious. Aye, shit, quickly. It still puts said exercises on the tests. Well, that should be bastardly. I don't blame you for being mad about that, because that's just... That's almost rigging the test against you, honestly. By the sound of it. It's kind of the thing I found with university was it was decent at like doing a lot of the fundamental shit early on, but then as you went on, only the theory stuff really held up. Like when it came to actually teaching you the practical stuff, it began to wane and lack because they were like, well, you know, a big part of this is self-study, so you gotta do it yourself. But you know, then there's so many different ways of doing things in basically every computer language that that's not very helpful. It wasn't until like I did my placement year and now I'm in, you know, actual work and getting trained that I'm actually like developing proper understanding of a lot of the shit that goes into programming and how a lot of different things work. There's some stuff online, but it's just exercise sheets, no solutions, and the theoretical stuff. Serious problem with learning massive walls of text, the lack of examples really fucks me. Yeah, I can get that. I'm usually fine with walls of text, but for some things it's like... I need to like really specific wording for some things. Like... What are you doing? I need like the wording to be specific, and a lot of wording and documentation and stuff isn't specific. It often leaves like what I would have thought would be like really obvious things to cover. Like, you know, like you should really cover like these corner cases and stuff with your wording, but they just don't, and you find out later, hey, you actually can't like, you can't overload this variable in certain situations, or like, yeah, this is the way we do testing, but there's actually like 10 million different frameworks to do testing with, and all this other shit. To me, just do stealth study, so just read, I can't be arsed to actually do my job, but pay me anyway. It felt like that at points, it really did. There was some lecturers there who were like, I'm going to prepare you for the real world, and they did a whole lot of... Those are the ones who would front the self-study thing hard. It really just came across as, I can't be fucked, do it yourself. And it's just like, Those were the worst, like, classes, by far. The best ones were like... stuff like computer architecture, because the lecturer we had for advanced computer architecture in third year, he was extremely thorough. Like, he would cover everything very specifically, was always very clear of his wording, you know, always put up like all of his material to make sure you absolutely knew what you were doing. He was extremely good. And also the guy we had for computation theory in second year, he was also like that. He was like extremely thorough, made sure everyone, you know, always was very clear about what you had to do for, you know, your exercises and your marks, and was very specific about what this means and all. He was an extremely good lecturer, and of course a lot of the people in the class didn't like him because he made people get up and like attempt to answer questions on the board in front of others, and also just a lot of them whinged like, oh, this doesn't make sense, he's not teaching it well, and it's just like, he's teaching it perfectly fine, you're just not paying attention. I could rant forever about university, honestly. Really, you just learn the basics of like your field, at least in, you know, computer science. You learn the basics of the field, you learn a lot of theory, you get your degree, and then you actually you use all that to get a job, so you can actually learn the practical skills, because that's where they all are done anyway. Because like in the experience I've had, like employers are actually extremely big about training you in this shit to suit their needs rather than just relying on university education. Most they ask for university stuff is basically, do you know this concept? Can you explain this concept or theory? The actual how do you do it stuff is often just, you know, we'll just teach you how to actually do it ourselves. because more often than not, the languages they want you to work in just aren't taught in university. If I had my way, honestly, I think I would leave Java as a first year language, but then in like second year on, I would start programming classes with C, because C is just a really good language for that. It's like extremely simple, extremely efficient. Well, simple. It's like it's very plain to read. You started with C. Lucky you. Because I find C just generally, I don't know, it speaks to me more than like Java did. Because Java just had like a lot of, to make it easier to parse and read and make it more user friendly, just had loads of stuff that just kind of clogged things up. That's interesting. Java came out in second year for you. We had it the other way around. Because they were like, Java's a really easy language to learn. And I agree with that. I feel like Java is actually like a really good place to start learning programming. But I feel like for, you know, really getting into the meat and potatoes of how do you program, how do you do this shit, you're better off going C and then going hard in C. There's one thing you don't really like about C. I'm going to guess that it has to do with memory. Yep, Malux, I knew it. Instantly knew it. And I understand. I think I've told it before, but like the story I had from when I was on the embedded engineering team at work. Jesus Christ, these guys are multi-hit comboing me. Alright, Jesus Christ. Getting interrupted all over the fucking place. Like, memory is a bastard in C, but to be honest, it's really good and you'll not get a better understanding of how memory works in a computer. The thing I did in work on the embedded team was like, at one point I just created a big block of memory to put tables into. And the idea was, because I created it separately and then just wrote the tables into it from somewhere else.
Let me try.
So instead of, you know, just malloc-ing, instead of going to table equals malloc memory, it was just malloc memory here, and then throw the
Bon appetit.
fucking,
Don't talk with your mouth full.
shit, let's put the disk in.
What are you loading?
That's how computers work. Yeah, it was just like, basically just lay the memory down and then just by myself have to like keep track of like where the tables were in memory, how much space each one was using, and like how much it was being made and covered in general. And that was nightmarish for a while, until I worked out like how C's notation for like memory calculations actually worked. And then I realized, oh hey, you are like jumping like 16 spaces in memory over what you should be. Because it was like some difference between, we assumed it meant bytes when it really meant bits or something like that. I forget those exact specifics. I'd have to look at it again to be sure. Yeah, like, C is a fun thing. I haven't actually done, well, I briefly touched C++ in one module in second year and then haven't touched it again. But I've been very interested in giving it a shot. For the very obvious answer that, you know, I want to fuck around in Unreal Engine 4 and see what happens. But that is something for another time.
This is very strange. Huh?
I wish I could just program
There's a
with
power
magic.
booster for me. And flight routines for the solar sailor.
Meaning, we're set.
What other languages have you done in university, Hammer? I'm curious. We did Java, we did a bit of C++, we did Prolog for artificial intelligence.
You'll need a sailor to reach the MCP.
You want me to
so
put it
let's get to
simply?
the
C++
simulation
is C, but with some of the annoying busy work code. I mean, I've heard that, but I've also heard stuff like, you know, it isn't as if just generally efficient as C, and there's also like some, in trying to like expand what I can do, it kind of bogs itself down in some ways. It makes C preferable for a lot of fields. Mainly like embedded engineering and like lightweight stuff. But of course that's only very specific stuff. Like C++, as you can be told by its general wide use in the games industry, is like, you know, just generally more easy to use. and manually learn Python. I mean, hey, that's a good one to learn. Like, I don't know shit about Python. I had to, like... That CM table program was, like... My boss on the embedded team literally found someone's, like... They had, like, their repository up, and they had, like, you know, Python code for this system that made tables. And it's like, okay, I know you don't know anything about Python, and I barely do either. But here's their spec, here's their code. Like, look at it, see how it works, and try and translate it into C for us. And that was... fucking an experience, because I don't know Python, I don't know how any of it works or anything, I just had to kind of guess and Google a lot of it, and that was fun because I didn't know how Python phrased anything, so, oh boy. C, C++, Java, Prolog, Haskell, ooh, and some database language I forgot. That's probably SQL, if it's database, because that's, you know, the main one for databases. Structured query language. There's a few breeds of SQL, like MySQL and shit like that, but it's basically all the same shit, but just like slightly different syntaxes. I'm doing SQL and work. Yeah, it was SQL. Yeah, I'm doing that in work right now because minor database work because I'm on a Perl team, so we have to write scripts to create SQL and then use that to like read from databases to create stuff. SQL is fine, like, now I'm actually like saying it and using it, it's like actually fairly simplistic because it is literally just, you want to look in a table, you just go like, describe table. You want to put something into a table, it's just insert into table where value equals whatever. Shit like that. Very regimented, very structured. Hence the name, I guess. I want to like learn Python at some point. I've done like bits of HTML and C# and all. C# is just Java, but like slightly different syntax, honestly. And well, basically I just want to do like more Python, like more script and like web development stuff, because that's stuff I'm not very used to. And also I feel like it's stuff I could actually like make stuff with and have fun with by myself at home. At some point I want to design like an actual website for my blog shit, but you know, it's finding the time. Use Python for analyzing data from physics experiments. I don't know how useful it is for other things. Python is generally quite useful because it's just harder. The general idea from what I know is that just the hard structure and how it works makes it extremely freeform. And thus once you know what you're doing with it, you can just do things fairly easily with it. Probably why it's being used for like your physics experiment stuff, just because it's very malleable for that. I've heard like that, because I remember there's like on this course, educational course site my work provided for us, one of the Python courses is like using Python in, what was it? I forget what it was, but it's like using Python in some sort of like context that isn't actually like a coding job, which I thought was interesting to see, but another one like that is like just MATLAB and use R. Use R in MATLAB, I forget exactly. It was something I was going to do in my final year before I quit because I just couldn't handle the shit anymore. So it was like, I'm done. Oh hey, we just got master form levels up, so that's nice. Whoops. The gank button. Just hit the gank button. MATLAB and R were also touched upon. Sounds like our courses aren't that different. Mine wasn't the course, it was just like some, because it was for my final year experiment, so the lecturer who was like overseeing my final year project, who was like overseeing my project, was recommending, hey, we should like drill it, we should like use MATLAB and then like, you know, scroll it, like scribe this shit up in R. But that was beyond me. So I never actually got to use it. I said as a problem, they're spreading everything a bit thin and only a few languages actually stick. To be fair, you only really need to know a few languages, unless you're doing like very specific stuff. This is an insanely good accessory, and it's going to immediately go into Sora. And it'll probably, it will do unless it like drops our AP. It actually doesn't. It boosts it much higher than I remember. So yes, get in there. Finishing leap, pretty good. Explosion. Dealt well with the magic skill. Get that shit on there. Auto Master is actually quite useful because it works with any two partners rather than Goofy or Donald specifically. So I might just put that on for giggles. Air combo boost damage drive. Put damage drive on. Actually, we're gonna take Auto Master off so we can then get air combo boost. It would be better to have several smaller courses that are slightly more in depth. Yeah, like I see that. I kind of agree with that, honestly. I do. Granted, like what is your course specifically? Mine was computer science, so I kind of get why a lot of my stuff was spread out, and a lot of it was like more theory based than any specific programming language. Because like it's like about the science of computing rather than it is about. It's not the software engineering course. But saying that, I probably would have enjoyed software engineering more on the whole, just because it is more learn the actual guts of these things rather than just the theory about them. The way I was told it after a point was like computer science is all about research and study and shit rather than actually like coding and
Tenacious little bugs. Your
making
time
shit.
is up. Prepare for de-resolution.
Suck, just get destroyed.
Give up. Data transfer. Give up. Data transfer.
Slam his own discs back in you. It's called translated informatic engineering. I think a bit hard to translate that one. That's fair. I sort of get the impression from it like what it is.
You're very persistent.
Probably by the sound of it, actually probably is closer to software engineering than what I was doing.
We would have made a great team.
Actually destroyed.
Now for the MCP.
This thing is the MCP?
That's it. Ugly, isn't it?
Tron, don't you understand? We don't need users. We've advanced. They're superfluous. Be a part of me, and together the world will be ours to control.
MCP.
Is to be fair, as a, like
Get it, do you?
for a villain that has the whole like I want to control the world thing, it makes sense that the Master Control program would be one obsessed with controlling things.
All my functions are now yours.
He is now Super Sark. I do find it kind of funny we spent most of the Tron world talking about programming and computing and education. I gotta cut his shins out from underneath and get him down. And then we can go to town on his face. And once he's done again, then we can wreck this shit. Yeah, we can start deleting the MCP. You're meant to like stop and like, okay, I have the dog knife, but you know, why do that when you can wreck him? Thinking of just wrecking. Embrace the softness. God. The door to softness.
Back in the game.
That'll be the magic number 3. Whip over and cut his leg open. You son of a bitch. Skidding to death. Of course you would start doing this right now.
In the game.
No. Almost got me there. Man, just had to do a 4th cycle.
We did it! I see Tron has a silly side too.
I learned it from you. Of course, I do have my silly limits.
You don't.
Okay, then I'll tweak your program when I get back to the user world.
You? Maybe we better not try that.
Aw, how about it, guys?
You'll
Singing
literally
Tron, dancing
destroy
Tron.
everything.
Sound good?
Okay, fine. But before I crash... Sora, Donald, Goofy, and all the users out there, thank you. You really helped me.
You will save the digital
You made me
world.
so much stronger. You taught me what friendship is truly all about. And I'll never forget it. As soon as I met you, I knew we were going to defeat the MCP and free the system.
Hog.
Isn't this what users do when they're sorry to say goodbye?
It's a first for me.
I don't think it is, thinking about it. I'm pretty sure someone else has hogged them.
Okay. Well then.
Oh.
I promise.
Where are you going?
Into the void.
Tron.
Goodbye, my friend. Tron, start the reactor. Didn't remove it entirely, but yeah.
Things are settling down in town. The only heartless left anywhere are the local variety.
You know, little
But it
shits in
looks
the
like
nights.
there are fewer than before.
Now if we can just get those 3 back in one piece.
You're here. Welcome back.
How's the town?
A-okay. Not a single trace of the MCP either. Everything's back to normal. We made it. Hey, why the long face? What happened?
Trot just disappeared.
And he promised we'd see him again.
What's happening?
Greetings, friends. System is up and ready for user input.
Tron!
Stay in touch.
Yeah.
A royal boy.
Hey, stop that. It tickles.
The implications of tickling a
Tron is
computer.
ticklish.
How about this?
Please stop that.
I think Tron's been hanging around those guys too much.
Wait, just a moment. I want to show you something I dug up from the system archives. You can see the town back when it was first built.
The rising pillars of light. Restore our town.
That's right. I remember now.
He actually is too, the madman. Well, sort of.
Just like the old days.
He used to rain cyber snow over the time.
Fascinated to ascertain as to when the town got such a dreadful name as Hollow Bastion.
Probably when Maleficent took over, probably. Sounds like a name she'd give a place. That or Zem, is he one of the two? Or Xehanort, rather. Why does that one guy look like Cloud? Because one of those guys is Cloud.
Hmm?
It was never a Hollow Bastion. It was, in fact, the Radiant Garden. A new episode was added. That's probably Pooh's book. Or the Assault of the Dreadnought. This is rather coming along, isn't it? We're not going to touch the world that never was just yet. Because... I thought this was a game about Disney characters. I mean... Like, you know, it is Square Enix. The whole Kingdom Hearts whole thing was, it was like a mix of Final Fantasy and like Disney Works. Because like, you know, Final Fantasy was hot shit in like 2000. Still is hot shit, of course, but like it was at peak hot shitness, and that was enough to convince Disney to tag along. Like, yeah, shit, like, here's our thing, or like our game, not games, like our IPs, go nuts. And it was like basically the perfect thing for like teenagers just to go nuts over. The High Wind, the Falcon. But yeah, like in and around all the Disney worlds, it's basically all Square Enix plot and Final Fantasy. Well, I wouldn't say Final Fantasy-esque plot because Nomura's sense of storytelling is wildly different from a lot of Final Fantasies. But basically all of them, really. I kind of wish I kind of hope we'll eventually get a Final Fantasy game that's purely written by him. Probably after Kingdom Hearts 3, when the series takes a bit of a pause before proceeding. So I assume that's what they're going to do. They're going to like pause it there for a bit. It's time you're off the bed since you have to wake up early tomorrow. No worries. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching, Hammer. Good luck on your test tomorrow. You'll do well, I'm sure of it. So, Assault of the Dreadnought. This is basically Star Wars before Disney bought Star Wars. Oh lord. But yeah, this is another really good example of why I love the gummy ship routes in Kingdom Hearts 2 compared to what do you remember like the final ones of Kingdom Hearts 1, if you were here for them, or if you just know them. It was even on the final ones. It was like there's a lot of hazards and there's a lot of enemies, but there's no real coherent design, and the only way you could tell was the final one because like a lot of meteors just kind of looked, there's just a lot of meteors, a lot of like wall imagery and shit, rather than like any actual coherent design or anything ominous looking. Then you compare that to this, where we're now just inside a giant ship gunning down hordes of, I don't know, like Heartlesses, I think these are still. Oh wait, no, these are nobodies. Yeah, these are nobodies. Like, just gunning down piles of nobodies. Whoa. It's nuts. Of course it's nobody, because everything's white, dipshit. Should have realized that. Cut that pretty tight there. Problem with our ship choice is that we picked a very wide ship, so it doesn't quite fit in these tunnels for when they're doing the door closing antics. It's the final boss of Star Fox Assault, basically. Lordy Jesus. This is a regular big Death Star, isn't it? I'm pretty sure you can actually destroy the core. We just didn't, probably because we don't have like just all ultimate guns just pointed and weren't just like firing constantly into its core. It's fine. Yes, Twilight Town. Looking a bit weary, isn't it? Or was looking a bit weary before we suddenly opened the door. Give me a moment. Wasn't. Okay. That's good I did that there, because the Hydrobot is shouting at me about staying hydrated.
Hey, I think we're almost
To be honest, I don't know how anyone could do like
Gorge, aren't we
sizable
here
streams
because of a
and
picture? Look, I'll show you.
oh yeah, it is.
Come on, let's go.
But yeah, I
find
don't
this
know how anyone
mansion.
could do like big sizable streams about just like drinking just to stop their throats from being sore. At least mine gets sore when I talk for ages about drinking. Eventually it's just like, please Jesus, nourish me. These are things we should have got when we first came here, or rather first left here, but I'm a dipshit and didn't see them at the time. Stop me because I know there's a fight here.
Take this.
While their masters may be dead, these nobodies will still keep kicking around anyway. Keep us busy. Watching you play this for a while, I feel like the Square Enix influence in this game is a little too strong for my liking. Not that I dislike Square Enix, but I feel like this game should be 50-50 Disney and Square. Instead, it feels 100% Square Enix with Disney character and settings. Yeah, no, I get that, because that's basically the balance was much... I'd say the balance is actually tilted in favor of Disney in Kingdom Hearts 1. And then basically every game after that, like, it began tilting the other way massively. Like, Chain of Memories, like... was definitely like actually a fairly firm 50-50 mix, I would argue. But Kingdom Hearts 2 is basically like, okay, the Disney stuff is just backdrop for Square Enix plot. And that's entirely valid, but you know, I myself actually much prefer the Square Enix stuff to the Disney stuff. Fun as the Disney stuff is, just because I'm here for the Square Enix madness, honestly. Like this is what I'm here for. This is the shit I'm here for. Which is why I'm really jazzed on Kingdom Hearts 2 in particular. As of, you know, unless, you know, 3 or DDD or something proves otherwise, it's my favorite of the series. I wouldn't say it's 100%. No, I thought we are heading to the guys, but alright. I don't know if I'd say it's 100% Square Enix, but it's definitely tilted far in favor of Square Enix. So I'd say there's enough Disney antics still in here. You son of a bitch. Although considering we're, you know, there's actually a lot more wholly original worlds and all that shit, I can see why. And I guess the thing is, like, it basically just it basically stays this balance for the rest of the series, as far as I know. Granted, you never know Kingdom Hearts 3, considering, you know, it's not out yet. We don't know that one, but like, what I played of Birth by Sleep and what I've seen of Recoded and all that is basically, well, Recoded is more like Chain of Memories, where like it falls back on the Disney stuff a lot to form the bulk of its plot, and while just filling anyway in bits of the Square Enix stuff in and around that, in the same way Chain of Memories does, where it's just basically condensed or like summarized versions of each movie or, you know, whatever. And as far as I know, like, DDD opens with an original world and then also the world ends with you characters. So it's just, at least in the bits I've seen, it's just, you know, like full tilt Square Enix. Just with occasionally a Disney character shows up. It is kind of the thing, like, ooh. Like, they probably really should be, alright, warp snipes. In earnest, it probably should be more of a balance, but, you know, because it's in favor of the bits I like. I'm not going to argue on them. I suppose in theory, because Kingdom Hearts 3 looks to tie up and finish off all of Nomura's mad plots and basically all the Square Enix side of things, the first Kingdom Hearts game after Kingdom Hearts 3, because there's bound to be another. It's going to be quite interesting. I could see that one actually being tilted back towards a lot more of the Disney stuff, as they like find their footing again and decide what they're doing. But I imagine the creep of Square Enix will continue down whatever, because that will never be another series in its own right, I think. So whenever that saga goes, it'll probably have the same, like, you know, pro-Disney balance for like a single game, and then just kick itself towards being you know, full tilt Nomura's mad metaphysical journey through his ideas about the soul and the mind and the body.
What happened?
And dummy blocks. Also, there's keys are there sometimes.
We came here looking for Kyrie. Then those white things attacked us.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you guys didn't have to go and do that.
Of course we did. Kyrie's our friend too, you know.
Everyone gets really attached to everyone else pretty quickly in this world.
You're right. You know, I never thought of it like that before.
Word is, this mansion gets a lot of really strange visitors.
We thought this place might be the gateway to some kind of alternate Twilight Town.
What do you mean?
How the hell did you figure that?
Hey, Goofy, do you think we could see that crystal of yours?
I feel like
I made that pouch myself, and I still have it. So there shouldn't be two of them here.
Feel like
this is the trophy
bit of
Cypher gave you. You left it behind, remember?
It's the only one of its kind. Same for the crystals. Red, blue,
oh
yellow,
yeah,
green.
Red, blue, green, yellow. Those are the not order. It's usually like blue,
So,
then green, then red, then yellow. Sometimes it's blue, red, green, then yellow, or green, whatever. The elements. Final Fantasy 3, the wind crystals first. That would be green. But yeah, they're colored after the crystals from the early Final Fantasy games.
See? There's gotta be another town out there like this one. That would explain how the king got that pouch in the
Wind,
crystal.
water, fire, and earth.
Everything makes sense.
Oh, he's getting tired. He's curling up into a wee ball.
It does? That other
Dude,
town must be where whatever's missing from here went.
Like Kyrie.
I get it.
Ooh, that was a blurry effect on everyone in the distance there. Oh, he finally turned up. Wonder where you got to. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I kind of wish we got a world or like our own version of Mickey's key, like Kingdom Key, just for giggles. Just because, you know, the gold effect on it just looked better, I find. But, you know, just me wanting just as many aesthetic choices as possible. I'm basically hoping every other motherfucker gets a, on the good guy side, gets a keyblade of their own. Start at the bottom, balls. It's an interesting one, that one. You do the dual thing, you have to hit the end before he does his attack, but... Fuck. Well, fuck me, you timed that perfectly, didn't you? Negative combo. We also leveled up at the same time as we got the bonus. That's funny.
I found out where Ansem is. Ansem the Wise. The real Ansem. He snuck into Organization 13's stronghold.
And we've figured out where Kyrie is. I'm pretty sure we're right.
But why'd you all come here?
Someone gave us a clue.
Who?
Well, Your Majesty, Sora thinks it might have been Riku.
It's just a feeling I had.
Well,
Based on the way he was being a looming asshole.
probably right.
You mean Riku's
Sorry
okay?
about touching the mic, by the way. I had to shuffle it there.
I've waited long enough, Your Majesty. Tell me what you know.
It's not for me to say.
But Your Majesty, why?
I don't want to break my promise.
You made a promise to Riku? So he's okay. I can see him again.
Huh? Who's Riku?
My best friend. That's it.
Your Majesty, you got the pouch with the crystal from Riku.
I don't know how the Asians are putting this together that well.
Promise not to tell, right?
Gosh, guys.
That's enough.
Yeah, let's go. Kairi, Riku, we're on our way.
Yes, to be fair, I think at this point, you're not. You're probably only meant to have the inkling that the Ansem Heartless, the Xehanort Heartless lookalike motherfucker is meant to be Riku. Whereas, you know, I already know that. And if you've been watching all the streams, we did 358/2 days before 2, so you know that as well. Because it's revealed there, even though that game came out like 4 or 5 years after 2. And ideally should have been in this collection, but then where would Recoded go? And they wanted to keep everything 3x3. And it actually doesn't really hurt Kingdom Hearts 2 to know that. I think in some ways, 358/2 days before 2 actually helps. Especially with the intro 2, when you know who Roxas is, what he's been through, and what everyone there actually is about. I mean, I feel like we have earned the right to pester him a bit after all the shit, like all the mysterious asshole shit he's been up to. And just not telling anyone anything and just fucking off wherever, forever. That's one you need Glide for. Hey, the Luxord's gang is in here. I'm also kind of curious why it's this combat thing. Of course, we gotta visit this room. The Sora has no comment on any of this. He's not a thinking probably, that boy. Cheeky buggers.
It's over.
I guess thinking about it, that's kind of the thing. Like, a lot more like Final Fantasy attack names and concepts are coming through, and like enemies and reaction commands and shit. So I guess you can just feel the encroach of Square Enix everywhere in here.
How does it work?
I can handle it.
I don't know why he can handle it, but he can.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, what's wrong?
I can't go any further without a password.
Of course.
Do you have any idea what the password might be?
Well, we only got this photo.
That's how this we got screen bar.
Yeah, the one Donald ate up.
It was in the box
Sea
right next to
salt
the
ice
photo.
cream.
Hey, that's it. Ansem the Wise loved ice cream.
Okay, what's the name of the flavor?
A liver pepper ice cream is...
It worked!
Like, I don't want to fathom it.
Let's go.
We'll be here to hold down the fort.
Say hi to Kyrie.
You bet.
Touch the beam. Once more, we enter the digital world. But not as we know it.
Are we back in the same place?
Yeah.
When Roxas had his temper tantrum.
This is the other Twilight Town. Roxas's Twilight Town.
He's very casual temper tantrum.
There's gotta be an entrance into the Dark Realm somewhere. Let's split up.
I don't know why he reasons that there'll be an entrance to the Dark Realm specifically in the, you know, the digital world. But, sure. So I can't quite piece together that that's his. I believe it's through here.
There.
And there actually was.
This is it.
Again, I don't know why they figured that would be here, but there it is. I should have checked if you can actually like fuck around in like the digital traverse time, but I just kind of forgot about that. And I was like, just
Riku,
go
Kyrie.
poke about in like the room you know where you have to go. I tell you, if we had fucking final form here, this would be a fucking field day for it. You guys aren't even giving us drive wars though, look at it. Yep, just magic wars. They're giant pricks.
It's no use.
Of course, we have to pretend that we're losing.
Or the darkness will overtake you.
Guess who it is?
Get going.
Lie.
Don't ask, just do it.
No one can take some standard dusks.
I kidnapped Kyrie, but she got away from me. After that, Sayax caught her. He's a member of Organization 13. Sayax. Got it memorized? Now go save her!
Leave us alone.
Co-op fight. Axel redeems himself.
Back off.
Right, we'll just take this one over here while he fights the entire horde. So we knock one all over here.
Back off. This is it.
Ah, I should have used Valor Form or Master Form or something.
This is it. Yeah. This is no, you're not.
Because this is one of those fights where you get your partners taken away, so if we were still in Dry Form, we would have got a full meter, and we've still been on our form for the start of this fight, so like Valor Form could have got some EXP by fighting things. Oh well. Yeah, it's these nuisances.
Yeah. Take this. Yeah. Yeah. Take this. More. Just this.
You grab it and just fling it into the ground. Nothing fancy. Just go. I do appreciate that Axel can like teleport when he's on our side, so he can just dash across the room and get like the last guy. Slap shot is a fairly useful multi-hit weak attack. Okay, now that's a distinctly big number.
Feeling a little regret?
Why did you say it like that?
I can handle these punks. Watch this.
Whoa!
Just get destroyed. Although
You're fading away.
Well, that's what happens when you put your whole being into an attack. You know what I mean? Not that nobodies actually have beings, right? Anyway, I digress. Go.
I love how
Find
casual
Kai.
he is about even this.
Oh, almost
I do
forgot.
adore Axel.
Sorry for what I did to her.
When we find her, you can tell her that yourself.
Think I'll pass. My heart just wouldn't be in it, you know? Haven't got one.
Axel, what were you trying to do?
I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked.
He was his only friend.
He made me feel like I had
Perhaps
a heart.
something a bit more.
It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same. Kyrie's in the castle dungeon. Now go!
Axel.
Alas, poor Axel. He did not deserve his end. This is a pretty rad keyblade though. Especially if you're fond of using Faraga in particular.
Come on, let's get going.
The house is looking pretty empty, huh?
They're looking empty for a while.
Thought I'd get a little enjoyment watching Axel throw one last tantrum. But he went a lot quieter than I thought.
Perhaps he was ready for it. Perhaps he put his existence on the line and won what he'd been longing for.
Wait a minute. How would that even be possible? We don't exist, remember?
Not one for philosophy,
But your
are you?
saying
Goes against the laws of nature.
Then perhaps he bet his non-existence.
Semantics,
Either way,
Zigbar.
he came out a winner. Oh, Axel. A grifter till the end.
That's absurd. He won nothing, and is nothing.
Sack's a bit pissed about the guy he
couldn't
thought
stand the
was his friend.
emptiness
Is
of
not
being without a
wasn't
heart.
actually
And
just
that
hated
led
him
to
and
his
everyone else all along.
demise. He was foolish and weak.
Oh. Shit, sorry.
Weakness has the power to awaken.
Pillow slid off the bed. And nudging a glass.
It is clear that through his actions, however foolish they may have been, Axel has touched Sora's heart. Perhaps he will soon awaken.
The 13th. Hey, this is a familiar scene. We've reached the world that never was, which you actually can't enter until you use the pathway through the digital traverse tunnel. Which by process of elimination you know is in Traverse Tunnel? Twilight Time. Which you know is in Twilight Time just by process of elimination because it's not anywhere else. you know, the usual. First, I have one, so we can't get Slapshot just yet. Oh yeah. On the flame is +1 magic, but -1 attack. So we'll keep what we got. And we can't actually use magic in Valor form, otherwise it would be a perfect fit because of being red and everything. You can use it in Master form. I just kind of want to use it just because, you know, Axel, my boy. Besides, we'll be needing Oathkeeper for something else in a wee bit anyway. Recently I watched a review of Goblin Slayer and it basically said the show is so bad it's entertaining. And all the comments were, actually this show is a very deep meta narrative about the value of less esteemed worker. The fact that you can't understand these complex underlying meanings only speaks for your inferior intellect. That sounds basically perfectly right for the sort of person who likes Goblin Slayer. Because having watched and also reviewed Goblin Slayer myself, and I also actually read the manga years ago, well not all of it, just to a point. To like slightly after where this anime left off actually. Goblin Slayer actually could have been something really fucking good, but it wastes basically all the potential it has in service of just being, you know, it was just wanting to be an edgy take on an extremely rote by the numbers Dungeons and Dragons setting. Like, if you played like the most vanilla basic version of any Dungeons and Dragons edition, you know Goblin Slayer's world inside out, and then basically everyone in it is basically not like just kind of wasted on it as a result. And, you know, the goblins are also just kind of shit as antagonists go because nothing much of interesting is done with them. I sort of get, you know, it's kind of absurd to go like, man, there's too many goblins in an anime called Goblin Slayer, but you know, like not enough is done to make them like actually interesting to watch fight after a while, and it doesn't even go full tilt. He's just like, Goblin Slayer himself is just a monster who cannot be stopped with these things because it keeps trying to, you know, have drama by balancing it out and all that, and he's gotta have some threat, so like he'll just get wrecked occasionally, and it's like, oh man, what is he gonna do now? And it is just kind of like, he just gets kind of weak as a result. It's just kind of like, well, this is meant to be the one thing the guy is good at, and then he still like fucks it up. It's kind of like, oh, great, thank you. But yeah, it is one of those shows that attracts that exact kind of anime viewer. You know, the exact sort who's like, you know, this is actually too deep for you. You're just upset because it shows a rape at the start of the show, and really it's just to trigger the liberals. That, you know, that sort of person. When really, it opens that edgy, and then it just kind of stops. Like, it never actually goes there again because it's too afraid to, so it's just kind of like, that doesn't even hold. It could have been a lot of things. It could have been like a very decent like Berserk light in a lot of ways, but then it just wasn't. It was just kind of, it's just kind of in the end. They just kind of bad. It's kind of hard, the best way to put it, I think. A lot of wasted potential. I'm gonna eat this AP boost the moment this fight ends. Because like, it does, I wouldn't say it's like so bad it's entertaining, because it does have things that are genuinely good ideas, and even some, well, not in the anime. The anime kind of fucks the execution on a lot of things. It does have some good well executed bits. And then it also just, you know, ends an episode on a 1 minute and 40 second, like, what was it, 1 minute and 20-second sequence of a reflected shot of the party sitting around in a bird's eyeball, and as dramatic music plays, and that's it. It just holds that one shot where nothing moves except the bird blinking for 1 minute and 20 seconds in full at the end of the show. And in an animated show that's only 23 minutes long, 1 minute 20 is a lot of time. Fucking go. It's just for the fun. Because why we have the hordes, I might as well. Who knows, I might even be able to get high jump level 2 before this is all said and done. Also, I'm really fond of the battle music in The War That Never Was. It's just nice and fitting for the atmosphere in the area. I do appreciate that, you know, the enemies are all the behind shitlings, because, you know, that's what was shown creeping around here in the flashbacks to, like, Roxas' time here and all. And it's just something kind of fitting about it to be in the shadows. I didn't watch or read Goblin Slayer, but that's exactly what I expected from it. Yeah, you've got good intuition. You've basically called it then, because it's basically exactly that. It basically is a hard whiff. Basically, goes for something and then just completely fucks it. Like, I like the character Goblin Slayer himself a lot because it's closest anime has come to just having Doom Guy as a protagonist, and seeing the sort of like relentless killing machine beast like be forced to have friends is actually like a trope or like a story thing I'm actually extremely fond of. As a thing, I just like it. Oh shit, what's happening here? Okay, here we go. This is a fucker. So, this... oh, what the hell was this scene called? I forget what the scene was called, but it's like... this was a major cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 2 original. And then Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix turned it into an actual fight. The fight of Sora's versus Roxas. It was like, it wasn't the fight... Give me your Keyblade, bitch. And now we have the triple blade. Like, actually get destroyed. Look, he's got Zaldin spears, the sneaky devil. But yeah, like, this fight is just so fucking good, mainly on normal, where it has, like, a lot of difficulty, and it's actually very tricky. But on beginner, we're just kind of shredding him to bits. Mind you, even on, like, beginner, he does plenty of damage, to be fair. Probably shouldn't have tried jumping towards the source of the balls, but I was like, you know, I got this. Level form holds its own actually pretty well in this fight. Oh, yeah. Until that happens.
Give me strength. Give me strength.
Alright, there's all our attacks, so they take over our magic slots. That's right. Forgot about that detail. Actually get destroyed, Roxas. Forgot about that aspect of Limit 4. It's like, oh man, I wonder why like I haven't seen Strike Rhea. Like, there it is. This right here is the cutscene from Kingdom Hearts 2. So you just get to do the fight before the actual cutscene itself.
You can't be Riku.
Riku. I defeated a Riku once.
You what?
Tell me.
So defeated is a euphemism for kill in this. Alright, but this fight choreography is actually like, sick as hell, though. It's like, fucking look at it. It's so good. I want to just fight with 2 Keyblades all the fucking time at some point in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, not as a special form, not as a one-off, just all the time. Like, I feel like we've earned that at this point.
I see. That's why.
Sleeping Lang is actually like a good fit for this cutscene too. You can just grab that one. Before he got it, anyway.
What?
Didn't know about that trick. Bitch. Some samurai movie shit, that. This scene was shown in 358/2 days, but with like all the meaning taken out of it, and all the audio drained out of it because Roxas couldn't remember what happened. How did he disarm him by just hitting his sword a bunch? Basically, like, he just kept drilling on him with two swords until like Sora lost his balance, and then the moment he did, he just uppercut and slapped it out of his hand. And then, you know, then it went flying, and off you go. Off you go.
I can give you purpose.
Fancy sword tricks where just, if you just beat on a dude enough, you can eventually just throw him off balance, and then just, there you go, you win. GG.
Roxas.
Until he uses the force against you anyway.
Right, the new you.
Look who's finally awake.
And there's also the opening cutscene, and another used elsewhere in the game. Used at the midpoint of the game, actually. 358/2 days.
Or maybe I have it wrong. Might be time to sleep. Soon we won't be able to talk like this anymore.
This dialogue is different because,
does that mean,
you know,
it's time for me to go back to where I belong?
Metaphysics at work once more.
You know, I've been thinking about something Namine said. Roxas, are you really sure that you don't have a heart? Is it possible that we all have one? You, me, her? Or is that just wishful thinking?
For
I don't know.
Who'd ever, like, it's not like they know for sure.
I can't just
that they had a heart. They were just told they didn't.
Yeah, I guess not.
But I figure, if there is something in there, inside us, then we'd feel it, wouldn't we? And if so... No, never mind.
Come on, don't leave me hanging.
Sora will find the answer we're looking for. I know he will, because he's me.
True enough.
Thanks.
Man, I miss the old times. Still got it memorized? The day we met, and you got your new name, you and I sat right here and watched the sunset.
Yeah. This place is home. Me, Hayner, Pence, Olette. We've shared a lot of
Axel,
adventures.
Namine.
You'll
And then he just doesn't say Shion because, oh.
I know you will.
Oh.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I should go. Sora's waiting for me.
Yeah, I suppose he is. Man, this is some good ice cream, huh?
Oh, alright, Axel.
Take care. Okay?
Right back at you, buddy.
The hood comes off.
You make a good other.
You make a good other.
Are you okay?
I've been having a battle in the mind.
Just happened.
Gosh, I don't know. You just disappeared. Then me and Donald had to fight some nobodies.
Oh. He said he defeated Riku.
Who said that?
That guy in the black coat.
But nobody can defeat Riku.
Well, we defeated Riku.
You're right.
A black coat means Organization 13. He must have been trying to trick you.
Yeah, that must be why you didn't see him.
Huh?
You must be tired, Sora.
Come on, let's just find a way to get into that castle.
Two become one. Just to spell it out. Two become one is pretty sick. Light and darkness. We'll be needing this for a wee bit. At least if I remember right. No, actually we'll keep Bond of Flame on. Really should put Sleeping Lion on there. And this might as well be Decisive Pumpkin. No, because I do like that reaction command though. I feel like that's worth more than like the +1 strength. But yeah, that's one of like the pivotal scenes of the game, and I really fucking love that scene. Final Mix making that an actual fight as well is also like just really good. Because it is like on normal when it's actually an even fight, and the two of you are just fucking going apeshit. It's actually like really good. You know, like when it's actually like real challenge, and you have to like you gotta use what you got. You know, break out limit for him because you can use dodge roll on that to dodge his attacks. And, you really need to like nail like the reaction commands and hit the end because oh yeah, the end. I should point that out. That's also the quick time event of the samurai nobodies, because at least as far as I'm aware, the samurai nobodies are Roxas's minions. Because they're sword wielders. The Keyblades are basically just katanas at this point. Then why not? Should be enough drive. See if I get it first time. Like, 2 become 1 should make us get it the first one. It doesn't guarantee it, but it should help us get it the first time. As far as I'm aware. I don't know, I should actually look that up and see if it's true what that does.
There's gotta be a path somewhere.
This is actually something the game is a bit silly about, because like the last time you see Kairi, like Axel shows up and kidnaps her, and then she just vanishes for tens of hours until like she's here, and you only know that she's here because Axel quickly tells you before you come into this world that she got taken from him.
You're the fire.
You never actually see it.
Sora's anger.
Which, considering all the other things this shows and the things they added in the final mix to make sure you get a better idea of what's going on.
No.
Like,
Sora's in danger because of me.
it is just a wee bit eh.
This way.
Someone's learned a trick.
Who
She can only hold that portal open for so long. What do you need to learn, like, to make portals of light instead of darkness? Two could become one is also another key, but it's actually really good aesthetically for a lot of cutscenes. I only just noticed Mickey is there.
Kyrie, we're almost
Because he
there.
wasn't there in the last scene when the Roxas resonance happened.
There.
Or Calcum Plus. That you need like a bunch of those, and one of them is like you can only forge once, and if you're not careful, you can end up fucking yourself out of having it because one of the rare materials needed for it can be used for something else inconsequential that you can get anywhere else. It's just fun about making the ultimate weapon.
Kyrie, where are you?
Just walk into the castle and shout her name out. Or
Remember where we are. This is their stronghold.
you can tell Sora's just a bit tired. He's just running out of patience, and he's just trying to brute force it now. Just shouting names and going like, "Where?"
Be careful. I think we got company.
This cutscene's a bit silly. It's just both the running animation. It's just the way they do it with like this one hand out each and both running at the exact same pace.
There you are.
It looks a bit silly.
Kyrie, I'm afraid leaving is
The big
not an
berserker
option.
gets are Syx's personal nobodies.
I'll take you to see Sora. You don't want that?
I do. More than anything. But not with you around.
Combat stats.
If I had a heart, this would be where I'd die of laughter. You. Didn't Roxas take care of you?
He was kind of shit at his
Take it from
job.
here, Riku.
Riku.
That was a sword no longer. I do love the fucking Hadouken.
Wait! Riku, you're really here?
Oh god, there's a lot of fluff in hair on my microphone. And that's when you're meant to go like, oh fucking shit, that's Ansem or Xehanort's Heartless. And neither good time as any. Let's try it. No, we got Antiform instead. Whoops. Which is kind of fitting when you think about it. Oh wait, no, that's the gimmick. That's right. That's the 2 become 1's gimmick. So it's light and darkness. Basically, it boosts the odds of getting anti-form, or does it boost the odds or guarantees getting anti-form unless you get someone out the other form? I forget exactly. Yeah, I could just look it up to be sure, so I'm not just talking the biggest load of shit. Yeah, that's for after the fight. I mean, hey, we're at least finally getting to see Antiform's mad attack animations. Just fucking look at it. Let's do that now. Make sure I'm not talking complete shit, 'cause I remember this somewhat. I just opened my iPad and there's just a message from David saying, so Randy Pitchford is a pedophile? What? The fuck has happened while I was streaming? God damn it, iPad. It's doing the. I had this issue before. And I can't remember how I fixed it, but the iPad Air every so often just has this streak of just freezing and needing to be like hard reset whenever I open it. I forget what I did to fix it. I need to look that up again. Fuck it, let's look it up here because I have an actual Chrome window open. Kingdom Hearts 2 to become one special effect. Yeah, it's gonna be. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Alright. So yeah. Let's see. Big sure. Yeah, okay, that's it. So just to be clear, now that I've actually seen it and confirmed my half memory of that mechanic, because I usually don't use 2 become 1. Basically, it makes it an all or nothing thing, where like every time we drive while wielding 2 become 1, you will just turn into anti-form. If you meet the conditions to become anti-form, which is like, because a hidden meter that determines once you're over a certain threshold, the chance of you becoming anti-form when transforming normally increases. 2 become 1 basically means for as long as you're over that threshold, you're guaranteed to become anti-form. But it also boosts the chance of the transformation becoming something else. And once that's what we're using 2 become 1 for, really. For this spot. I might have to like take Sleeping Lion back after this, just because I want to use Valor Form and Master Form unimpeded. Well, actually, from where we are here, we'd actually be better off not using them at this point. Actually, I should like be gunning to like refill our. Ooh, excuse me. Our this is armor, isn't it? It is. Sick. I'll also explain why I've been taking hilarious amounts of damage. I forgot to upgrade our armor for ages, actually. Oh, again, we're on beginner, so it doesn't matter that much. But it would be nice. I should probably... Yeah, let's just do these 2 the solid and get them these. You're gonna get one of them. Of course you can. Yep. Balls. Alright, well, Donald. We have ignored and abused you enough. Here's a gift. Could just use the drive recovery and try, but the thing is, oh, fuck. Do we want to try this here? No, we're gonna switch. Sleeping Lion, switch out for Bond of Flame. 2 become 1, switch out for Sleeping Lion. Because if we get a dry form in this fight, we're going to want to use it. And by that I mean, we're going to want Valor Form.
You've done well.
Where's Kyrie?
Who knows? I expect she's catching up with her friend from the darkness.
What do you mean?
She doesn't need you anymore.
I'm supposed to believe that?
Well, you don't have to. But you can believe this. Organization 13 has no further use for you. Just look there.
Kingdom Hearts looks the way as it has for over a year now.
Thanks to you, we've collected countless hearts. Can you hear their euphoria? Now all they need is one more helping from the Keyblade Bearer.
Is it not this fight? I'm 1 ahead. Hello. I think we're 1 ahead.
Kingdom Hearts!
Sora!
We are 1 ahead.
Sora, it's really you!
Kyrie!
Huh? You leave Sora alone?
Some balls on her.
Sora.
Take it.
Kyrie gets the key lid.
This time, I'll fight. You know Sora's completely hopeless without us. Come on, Riku.
Gets her start. Then there's this fancy git.
Well, well.
I guess you survived.
Will the intrusions never end?
Why, Pete, this castle is perfect. Perhaps we should acquire it.
Well, the setup is kinda nice, I guess. But what about all the Heartless? Oh, this in-between world, it's way too close to the darkness. They ain't gonna listen to us here.
Once again, you underestimate me.
She was extremely confident, that Maleficent. Mickey goes on his mighty quest. I wish I could have that fucking leap attack where it just covered most of the ground. Been a while since we've seen old Diz. I feel like that claw thing there was actually like hell on earth down in it.
Ansem the Wise.
In the PS2
Why
times
didn't
anyway.
you come to me before things got so bad?
Zemnas, the organization.
You couldn't tell by his
superior,
voice
is the nobody of Xehanort,
immediately.
my foremost apprentice.
Once you heard Ansem the Wise
Burden
voice in the flashback,
my
yes, it's the same.
Is that all?
You're one to talk.
I won't deny there was more. I was obsessed with thoughts of revenge. My apprentices stole everything precious to
Apprentices.
me. My research and my pride.
I can't help you with revenge.
I know. Riku's told me 1,000 times.
Where is he?
He must be with his friends by now. Riku was a great help to me. I found him wandering the darkness after you and he lost track of each other.
Gosh, we didn't lose each other exactly. Riku left, well, because Xehanort's Heartless was still inside his heart, troubling him. And he sure must have been suffering. But what I don't understand is why he looks like that now.
Just finally
when he's
putting all the
still
pieces
Riku at heart.
together.
I am to blame. When I met Riku the first time, he still had the appearance of a boy. Probably because he had such a strong heart. I asked him to find a young man named Roxas from Organization 13 and bring him to me. When I told him it would help Sora awaken from his slumber, Riku left without a word. He fought Roxas, and I can only surmise Riku lost that fight.
And then he had to unleash his
Riku must have
true
realized then,
superpower.
to fight in the realm of darkness, he would have to immerse himself in that same darkness.
4
When
hours,
he did,
Lord.
you saw what became of him. When Riku brought Roxas back to me, he was introducing himself as Ansem. If that was what it took to awaken his friend, he was ready to live in
Maybe,
darkness.
unless it was a compulsion from Xehanort's Heartless's
Riku was
influence,
the
actually.
victim of my revenge.
That would actually make sense, never mind. I say he didn't have to, like, you know, abandon his
How
old
my
name,
heart
but
ached. I could only laugh.
influence from
to hide my
the Heartless.
I guess it must have been after that when I saw Riku again. He said he wanted to help Sora, but he made me promise. Promise that Sora wouldn't ever find out about what happened to him while he was out in the darkness.
My friend, the time has come. I must make amends to these young people.
That's why I've got the magical space bazooka.
Get off! What's going on?
Okay, no, I was right. It's fucking me up because I didn't remember like the big Heartless Horde fight, and this is why I didn't remember it, because it is this piece of shit in next.
Have you been a good boy?
Show yourself!
I love you, Zigbar.
Oh, it sounds like you have.
Why did I doubt myself?
Sora, Roxas.
Roxas? Hey, did he just call me Roxas?
Not the first time they've done that.
You've really put Organization 13 in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time. You don't look like you're half the hero the others were.
Are you done rambling?
Rambling? As if. All I'm trying to tell you, traitor, is that your time is up.
Yeah, versus Zigbar. This is a fucker of a fight. Well, normally this is a fucker of a fight, but we're on beginner, so it'll just be mildly annoying at best. Because Zigbar's whole deal is sniping and teleporting.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us.
As you might remember from his nobody's being the snipers. Do warp snipe.
Gotcha now!
Ah, I forgot there's a combo. That's right, because it is just warp snipe, so you're just bouncing around.
Little sneak.
I do like he walks upside down like the Dusk sometimes do. Talking about reloading, I just immediately hear Revolver Ocelot's speech about sliding a bullet into the silver chamber. I will say Zigbar's weapons are pretty fucking rad. Zigbar in general is pretty rad. I like him as a character, and just a lot of his lines are just fucking really good. Whoops. Warp snipe. Warp snipe. We're barely getting a chance to move. That's why this fight gave me a bastard on normal or like difficulties. I mean, I've like committed to the fucking doing this on critical. I dread this fight on critical. I do that later. It's like, just goddamn. I wonder if Reflect would actually help me. Then it probably doesn't count as enemy magic, does it? Really, the recommendation is, at this point, level Master Form until you get at least level 1 air dodge. Holy shit, that's like so useful in this fight, and I kind of hate that I don't have it. Let's try it. It does work. So we have to keep casting because it's not a status effect in this, it's just a temporary shield. I forgot that detail. should put that to my fast menu. I keep forgetting about reflected, but I never use it normally. It only just occurred to me now. I don't even use it when I do this fight normally, actually. That's probably something to remember for this fight when I do this something critical. Is use reflect for once, you son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, yeah, we did get it. There we go. Oh, well. But that helps much, actually. Ended up being a bit of a waste, but I was like, oh, I can start hitting him, but he's invincible at that point. So. Oh, give me the warp start. There we go. Yeah, there's a good deal of preparation for this fight I should have done beyond just changing my keys. But I forgot about. Well, I didn't. I just straight up don't use reflect normal. Bing.
Clever little sneak.
That does damage him just too far away to actually see his health bar when it hits him. Ah, here we go. Wrong spell. You need, okay, you need to like, spam reflected during that. And you need to spam it pretty fast. Yeah, watch that, come on. Oh, you son of a bitch. Or you can just run around now to catch you eventually. I know Donald healed me, but I was already like in the action. Like, you know, my brain was already like, use the potion. So I just didn't occur to me to stop. You can get closer to it. I'm trying so hard to catch that fight. Yeah, eventually it just gets too tight. Let me get the hits in, you son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. You see why Zigbar is a bit of a bastard? Thank you, Donald, because we probably would have died there. Oh, he's on the fucking threshold. When he's doing the sideway ones, you basically have to like guess where he is just right. I really wish that finished him. Okay, it does. You just need to actually land the full reaction command. Cheating. Okay, good. Oh, Jesus. He's a fucker of a fight on normal.
Why did you call me Roxas?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You think he'd work it out by now.
Hold on.
And so falls Zigbar.
Uh-oh, they need our help.
Okay, no, Riku could totally take all
Sora
this.
and Rico are together. We have no part to play here.
Gee, I wonder if Riku will ever change back.
Rico chose that form so he could use the power of darkness. It won't be easy.
Kyrie, we're on our way.
You could just jump up there like everyone else can. Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's pop 2 become 1 back on. I need to get up and around. Dude, fuck it, while we're here. I'm just gonna keep doing it, even if I just keep getting anti-form. A, fuck it, and B, there's a trophy for doing, like, triggering anti-form 13 times anyway, so, hey, we might as well add to the count. Be really good to get the other effect though, because there's so many nobodies that could be using. He will just keep doing his attack on. If there's an enemy, you're in a fight and an enemy's nearby, even if you're not attacking them, he will just keep doing his attack animations on nothing. Even if it means he's not actually hitting anything. Anti-form is so good in Final Mix though, because look at it just shred this fucking guy. Whereas the whole deal with it in, you know, it was meant to be a nerf form in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. The only problem with anti-form is that no matter how big your drive gauge is, it will just empty it on you. If you get it, it will just be emptied down to 0. If you go into like, you have like a 5 gauge bar, or 5 bar gauge, I should say probably, and use Valor Form, which only uses 3, anti-form will still just eat all 5 if it triggers, just because it's a giant prick like that. This is where me not foraging around for more like optional chests and areas kind of hurts, because we could have a bunch of drive recoveries that I could be abusing for these, but fuck it. Alright, alright. I only got one, and that's the other one within his animation, but it's... These guys are a bit weird. They can do a lot of damage, especially if there's multiple of them, but they're actually really easy to like separate from the weapons, and you can just steal it and then that's just it. GG. You win. It is a very odd sight, though.
Yes. Kingdom Hearts. Rejoice and feast on these hearts we offer. Shine your pale light on this empty realm. Share your power with all nobodies.
Xemnas, is Kingdom Hearts ready?
Very soon.
Then I can end this charade?
Indeed.
You can finally unleash.
How I've waited to hear that.
Tiny, you are great!
Oh?
You are different, Kyrie, but I'm just glad you're here.
You and Riku never came home, so I came looking for you.
With some help, it must be
I'm
admitted.
sorry.
This is real.
I must go. The darkness needs me.
Wait, Ansem! I mean, Xehanort's heartless. I never thought for a second that I'd ever see you again. Just thinking about all the things you did makes me really mad. But you saved Kyrie, right? I have to be grateful for that. Thanks.
Riku, don't go.
Neither Shu family drops.
Kyrie, what did you just say?
Riku.
I'm no one, just a castaway from the darkness.
Sora, come here. Say something to him. Here. You'll understand. Close your eyes.
Look into his soul. Fuck me, Riku got taller, didn't he? I appreciate that the coat actually sized down with him there.
Riku! It's Riku. Riku's here. I looked for you.
Come on, Sora. You've got to pull it together.
I looked everywhere for you.
I didn't want you to find me.
But it was him that was helping us, wasn't it?
And he wanted to scrap at one point, but you know, that's just how he is.
Those clothes we kept finding. That must have been Riku.
By the road man who would just appear and give you shit.
I was starting to worry you guys weren't ever gonna catch on. Sora never did pick the brightest friends.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, look at him.
Why didn't you let me know you were okay?
I told you. I didn't want to be found. Not like this. I couldn't. I fought with Ansem, with Xehanort's Heartless. When it invaded my heart and I won. But to use the power of darkness, I had to become Ansem myself.
Do we have to explain that you're actually Xehanort?
You can't change back?
This battle isn't over. And until it is, I still need the power of darkness.
Then, let's finish it.
Need is such a strong
You're still
word.
Riku, no matter what. So how about it? Think we can handle one last rumble together? The king's waiting.
Yeah, let's get going.
Oblivion! This is really good because Oblivion has fucking drive boost. Which is exactly, and it's also just still shit wrecker extraordinaire. Where is it? There, it's got pushed at the top, of course it did. It's Oathkeeper and Oblivion put it at the top, which is a nice touch. It's also a good choice for Valor form because it prioritizes strength over raw magic. Let's see. Gotta be a save point somewhere. That's actually a really good place to... Oh, actually, no, there is a better place to stop it, I'm pretty sure. Because there's a point where we just fuck off.
What's this gadget for?
It's a device to reclaim Kingdom Hearts and encode it as data.
You can't just make everything data. It's not how it works.
I don't claim to know the outcome of this venture either. After all, hearts are unpredictable.
He'll try, goddammit. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is what I was thinking of. Give me a moment. There's a free shooter. Whirlwind Lancer. We'll look at these more next time. Cloaked Schemer. Oh. You got fucking wrecked there, didn't you? I did like that touch. But yeah, we'll get to these. See, fighting is a game. Don't miss that chance. Yep. So yeah, that will be us for the night. This is like, it is actually longer than the other ones by a bit, but not by as much as might have been expected. But that's partially I'm stopping here because that's a really good stopping point. Perfect time. I just wanted to go to bed. There we go. Everyone's happy. But yeah, this is actually like a really good stopping point. We are actually on the cusp of the end game essentially, so we might as well stop here for the night. And hello. Cat just suddenly opened his eyes and looked at me. But tomorrow night should finish it, and then I will just go for as long as it fucking well takes. Like, you know, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever. We'll just gun it and push it out. One big block. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow we actually push on. If I'm right. I should be right. Yeah, because they have the organization battles. And then we proceed into the final rush at Kingdom Hearts. Against Xemnas himself, or Xehanort himself. So yeah. I guess it's only twice as long when in normal, when you have to actually like fight everything for, you know, actual fight lengths, and you're not just on beginner and cruising everything. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.